You keep waiting for the perfect moment to fix your life. Stop right now, because that moment you're waiting for isn't coming. And I need you to hear that, not as a punishment, but as a gift, because the truth is going to set you free in the next 10 minutes. Everybody tells you fixing your life takes years, takes therapy, takes a complete overhaul. That's a lie, and it's a convenient lie, because it lets you off the hook from starting today. See, the belief that change has to be big is the exact thing keeping you small. I know something about you. You've read the books. You've watched the videos. You've got the plan in your head. But your life still looks the same as it did a year ago. And I know, because I lived that exact loop. I had folders full of goals I never touched. I know the shame of knowing exactly what to do and doing none of it. Here's who's been quietly profiting off that shame. The entire self-improvement industry. Because a person who fixes their life stops buying the next course, the next book, the next 12-week program. They need you almost there, forever almost there. Like a treadmill that's been slightly tilted uphill your whole life, and you thought you were just out of shape. But there's a name for the place where you've been living. It's called almost aisle. Population. Everyone who says, once I fix everything, then I'll finally start. Almost aisle feels safe. It feels responsible even. But it's the only island in the world where nothing ever grows. So here's my promise to you. In the next 10 minutes, I'm not going to hand you a 5-year plan. I'm going to hand you the exact 3 things standing between you and a different life and show you how to knock all 3 down today. Not someday, today. Enemy number 1 is the one nobody warns you about. Decision fatigue disguised as planning. Picture a man standing in a hardware store aisle for 45 minutes, staring at 40 different shades of white paint. He's not lazy. He's not unmotivated. He's drowning in options, and drowning looks a lot like standing still. That's you, most mornings, staring at your own to-do list like it's a wall of white paint. Not because you don't care. Because you have too many bullseyes and no bow. There's an old story about a monk who was asked how he became a master. He said, I just did one thing every day for 40 years, while everyone else did 40 things once. One thing. That's the whole secret, and it sounds too small to matter, which is exactly why it works. Psychologist Roy Baumeister proves something that should be taught in every school. Willpower is a finite resource, drained by every micro-decision you make before you even get to the decision that matters. You're not weak, you're just spending your only strength on picking a shirt. So here's the tactical move, and I want you to laugh at how small it is, because that's the point. Tonight before bed, write down exactly 1 task for tomorrow. Not 5. 1. So small it feels insulting to write down. Brush your teeth, standing on 1 leg small. Send 1 email small. That's it. Pause the video right now and text yourself that 1 task. Not tomorrow's version of you. You, right now, in the next 10 seconds. Enemy number 2 isn't you at all. It's the room you're standing in right now. Look around. Your phone buzzing with 17 apps engineered by teams of behavioral scientists to keep your thumb moving. Your fridge stocked with whatever made grocery shopping fastest, not what makes you strongest. Your group chat celebrating the same excuses you're trying to outgrow. None of that is an accident. It's architecture. And you've been blaming yourself for failing a system that was quietly built to make you fail. There's a story about a chess grandmaster who was asked why he never played casual games at home. He said, because my kitchen table isn't set up for winning. My board is. He didn't trust his willpower in a room built for comfort. He trusted his environment. Psychologist Kurt Lewin had a formula for this. Behavior is a function of the person and their environment, not the person alone. You've been trying to out-willpower your environment. Nobody wins that fight. Nobody. So here's the small, almost laughable move. Pick 1 square foot of your life, your nightstand, your desk, your phone's home screen, and change it tonight. Delete 1 app. Move your water bottle where your phone usually sits. Put your running shoes by the door instead of in the closet. You're not redesigning your life. You're redesigning 1 square foot of it. While you're doing that, say this out loud just once. It's not me, it's my setup. Let that take the blame off your shoulders for 5 seconds. You've earned that. The third enemy is the hardest to name because it's been wearing your face this whole time. There's an old story about a violinist who played in a subway station during rush hour. Thousands of people walked past him without stopping. Nobody knew that violinist was one of the greatest in the world, playing on a $3 million instrument. Days earlier, he'd sold out a concert hall where tickets cost $200 a seat. Same man, same violin, same music. But in the subway, without the context of the stage, almost nobody heard him. And here's the twist. He never played worse because of it. He kept playing exactly as well, whether anyone was listening or not. That's the part of you that's been waiting for permission, waiting for the applause before you believe you're worth hearing. But the violinist in the subway was never less brilliant. He just hadn't been recognized yet. You're not failing. You're playing beautifully in a place that hasn't noticed you yet. The psychiatrist Viktor Frankl, who survived the camps, wrote that between what happens to you and how you respond, there is a space, and in that space is your freedom. Your nervous system has been living like there's no space at all, like every fear is an emergency. But fear is not truth. Fear is just an old alarm that never got the memo that you survived. Here are 3 tools to carry with you starting today. First, a mantra for when you freeze. I am safe enough to begin. Second, a reframe for when you fail. Not I'm not cut out for this, but I'm collecting data. Third, a question for the mornings you don't want to move. What would the version of me who already fixed this do in the next 5 minutes? You don't need year 12 of your plan today. You needed 1 task, 1 square foot, and 1 honest sentence about who you actually are underneath the noise. So before you close this video, what's 1 square foot of your life you're finally ready to change? Please like and subscribe this The Mind Lens Site channel.